everything is out of the case with the exception of the low reverse piston and spring assembly down there. I took the Pt4 band anchor out, and it's sitting right here. This is it. This is the side that sits inside the band, and the bottom half is what sits in the case. The piston at the bottom of the transmission is removed with this tool here. The piston is, the compressor is installed. It's in, part of the tool fits into the case lugs, and then the other part compresses the spring assembly. And if I turn the handle here, it pushes the spring down to give you access to the snap ring right here. When you set the tool up, you want to make sure that you give yourself enough clearance between the compressing part of the tool and the spring, or the snap ring, so you can get your tools in there to remove it. So snap ring's out. We're going to loosen this up. The spring is already starting to come up. Take the tool out. Move the spring, just like the other ones. Pistons in there. And there's a trick to getting this out, one of which is you want to make sure that your park pawl is released, because if it's not, park pawl peeking in there, when you go to pull that piston out, the park pawl will block it. So you want to make sure that you remove the park pawl bracket assemblies so it'll move back out of the way. Back here on the outside of the case, on the inside of the valve body, we have the check ball here. This is the one that's captured. You can't remove it. And then right next to it, we have this little port right here. And what that does is supplies fluid pressure to that clutch. So in order to remove the low reverse clutch piston assembly, we're going to put compressed air in there a little bit, and it'll blow that seal up out of its bore, as long as our park pawl is not in the way. If it's in the way, it'll block it, and then we'll have to push the piston back down and start again. So grab the air hose here, just a little bit of air right in that hole. Okay. This is the drum. We got two outer seals, one inner seal. All of them are square cut. That one's a little hard to see. There it is. That's a square cut seal. Down there is the bottom of the transmission. When you go to put these back together, see that little cutout down there at the bottom? The piston has to be put back in so that that little notch lines up with that hole, or with that notch in the case.